are.
So, show of hands, how many people here are Christian or some form of Catholic? Okay, less than I expected. But on average, about over 70% of people in the United States are Christian. So that's why it was shocking to a lot of people when the recent sex allegations about the Catholic Church came out. So, because over 70% of people in the U.S. are Christian, it's easy to say that everyone here knows someone who has gone to church, which means that they know someone who has at risk to be molested or has been molested in the past. These allegations have come out again and again, year after year against the Catholic Church, but so far nothing has changed. So the Catholic Church has become very bureaucratic in nature and kind of corrupted. It's time that things change. So first off, I'm sure, as all of you know, there's a lot of accusations rolling around the Christian Church right now. There's a Pennsylvania grand jury trial case that showed that over 300 priests abused children just in Pennsylvania alone. And there's the recent German study that came out just a couple weeks ago that shows that in the past few decades, over 3,000 children have been abused by German priests. In the wake of the Me Too movement, more and more people are trying to come out against sexual assault and trying to fight against their abusers. So, what has the church been doing to address these issues? There's good news and bad news. Good news is, at least they are owning up to the allegations. Pope Francis has come out and said that yes, this is a recurring problem in the Catholic Church, and that things must be done to address it. And many cardinals have come out and addressed several predators in the church, including Cardinal McCarrick, a very high-level member of the Catholic Church. The bad news is that they're mainly doing this as a social media cover-up. They're not really doing anything about it. So, Pope Francis has been mainly concerned with how, people are leaving the church and all that, and many cardinals actually haven't, come out and talked about the abuse at all. So, even with all this new evidence coming to light, one thing is not clear. How will this change the church in the future to come? Like I said earlier, events like this have occurred in the past, like in Ireland in the late 80s and recently in Australia, where church members have been accused of a lot of assault on minors and all that. The church has always recovered from these events, though, and its image is rarely ever scathed. So how do we enact change? There's two ways, really, to change things in this social media generation. We can either try to promote victim stories and encourage a shake-up of the church, or, what the church fears the most, leave the church and try to give it less power over people. These recent allegations give us a rare chance to change the church, whether it be from the outside or from within. For too long, people lived with their pain and suffering, while those in power have either looked the other way or even covered up incidents. The Catholic Church desperately needs a change, but none will come unless the people do it themselves.